Okay guys, so we are currently working in Onshape, and this week we are designing our first project in Onshape, which is going to be our toolbox. Typically, if we were in the classroom, the toolbox is a level 1 project. However, since this is the first time that most of you guys have worked in Onshape, everyone is going to design the toolbox. And the toolbox is made up of different parts. However, in Onshape, you can create each part in the same document and assemble all of the parts within the same document as well. So what I'm going to do, you can see that I am working within my toolbox folder. I would create a toolbox folder to help you stay organized. All right, and to do that, you're going to come up to create, and then you're going to click folder, and then you can rename your folder whatever you would like. In this case, I would call it toolbox. All right. So within my toolbox folder, I'm going to go ahead and create a document. And to do that, I'm going to come up to the blue Create tab. I'm going to hit Create, Document, and I'm going to call this Project 2. Once my workspace loads, again, this is the same screen that you guys should be familiar with. I have my drawing interfaces in the center. I have my 3D sketch tools up at the top. I have my my view planes on the left hand side, and I have my isometric cube on the right hand side. And the first part of the toolbox that we are going to draw is the base. So to do that, before I get started drawing, I want to rename this Part Studio base, so that way I don't get confused when I have to assemble all of my pieces. And to do that, I'm going to right click where it says Part Studio 1, and I'm going to hit rename, and I'm going to name it base. So that way when I go to assemble, I know exactly what each piece is called. And since this is my base and I'm looking down on my base, I am going to create a sketch on the top plane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit sketch, and I'm going to click on the top plane, and then I'm going to come over here to my view plane options, and I'm going to hide my front and right side by clicking on the eyeball. So that hides the front and right view. So now all you can see is the top plane and my sketch. Before I get started, I'm going to right click and hit view normal to sketch plane. All right, and now it is a flat surface, all right, that I can draw on. To draw my base, I'm going to use my corner rectangle tool, right, which is right here. And I'm going to start at my origin. I'm clicking once to start my rectangle, and I'm clicking again to place my rectangle, and then I'm going to type in my dimensions. My dimensions are 16.5 inches long, or 16.5, all right, and 5.5 inches wide, or 5.5. All right, once I do that, all right, I know that my rectangle is correct. I know that my drawing is correct and good to go because it is a shaded gray area and all of the corners are connected. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm that sketch by clicking on the green check. And then I'm going to right click and hit isometric to view it at an angle. Next, I'm going to extrude the sketch that I just drew. So I'm going to come up to extrude, and it's going to say faces and sketch regions to extrude. I'm going to click on the sketch that I just drew, and I'm going to change the depth. Instead of it being 1 inch, I'm going to change it to 3/4 of an inch, or 0.75. Alright, once I do that, I can click on the green check to confirm that, and now you can see that my base is 3/4 of an inch thick. Alright, a couple of things that you need to do before you are done with the base is you need to rename the part 1. So right click, rename, we're going to call it base, and then we're going to assign a material and edit the appearance. So we're going to right click on this again, and we're going to hit assign material. And when we assign a material, all right, we're going to work within the Onshape material library, and we're going to come down here and click on the drop down menu, and you'll see that there are a bunch of different materials that you can choose from. what we're going to do is we're going to make our toolbox out of poplar. So we're P-O-P-L-A-R. Click. And now this is assigning the base a poplar material. So we're going to confirm that. All right. And then we're going to edit the appearance. We're going to change the color of it. So we're going to go right click, edit appearance. And we're going to make this sort of a brownish tint color to it. Just like that. All right. So we're going to confirm that. And this, again, is our base piece that is drawn on the top plane. All right. In the next tutorial, we are going to draw the end pieces.